All right, so yeah, it's Friday. It's the Friday edition of the Elegbete TV Table Talk. This is episode 4. We're counting down gradually. We're counting episode 4. One day we'll be counting episode 400, 4,000, 4,000,000. Who knows? But today, it's gonna be part football and part social talk. And it's a Friday, so the Friday edition, uh, I feel the need to touch base with other issues. Please don't mind how scattered the background here is. My dining table is now my office. Um, YouTube is not like Facebook or Instagram where you can see who is watching. So feel free at any time in the course of this conversation to drop a comment and introduce yourself if you want to, and also contribute to the talk. That's why it's called table talk. More like round table. On a round table discourse, it's not a one man, it's not a monologue. We all share ideas as men, as people who have one desire or the other to better our own individual lots, the lots of our family, our friends, our community, society, and all whatnot. But at the same time, we also, just jaw on footballing matter. We talk of footballing matter just to, keep our passion and the things that we love going. For those who are fans of Winners Golden Bet, it's exciting that Winners Golden Bet have a new website. It's still the same web address, www.winnersgoldenbet.com, but the design has changed and it's beautiful. That's, by the way, they are the sponsors of on radio in the morning. That runs from 7 a.m. to 7:15 on Nigeria FM 102.7. That's not what we're going to discuss today. Let me line up the things that I'm going to be talking about today, and I'm open to your opinion, your suggestion, your ideas. We're not going to wait for 10 or 20 or 50 or 1,000 people to come in before we get the conversation going. So I'm seeing 2 people viewing this already, so you can drop your comment in the comment section, so at least I can, greet you guys and say to you people, because until you drop your comment, I really don't know who is viewing. But wherever you are, good afternoon and welcome to the Table Talk. Now, today on the Table Talk, we're going to be talking about the kind of expectation that society places on celebrities, the kind of expectation that society, family, friends, and society also place on people who are starting business, new startup. I'm also Precious. Good afternoon. Thank you very much. And let me also explain, now that you're here, let me also explain why we didn't have this show on Wednesday and on Thursday. On Wednesday, I went to Djibouti, and it was supposed to be like a 1-hour trip. Like I just go on there, sign up a document, and I come back. But then I got there and I find out that all of the things that we've agreed on the phone didn't turn out to be what the other party want to do. They wanted something different. They wanted us to run a political campaign for someone, and not like it was bad anyway, but they were not willing to pay. They felt that like they were doing us a favor. So it dragged for long, and then it affected what I was supposed to do. And then on my way back, my car broke down on the road. It's a jalopy, so it's expected. But then we'll find our way to get back. Yesterday happens to be Thursday. On Thursdays, I have a foundation called Elegbete. Some of you must have seen the, what's it called now, the video we did about Elegbete. It's been running for about 3 years now. A place where we try to rehabilitate, give people from displaced communities opportunity. Young people from the ages of the youngest person we've had is 14, from the ages of 14 to as high as 30 or so, opportunity to learn skills, to acquire skills in ICT, like web design, graphic design, videography, cinematography, and a whole lot of that. I hope that could also start them. We'll also, do a job fair after a 1-year program to provide a job for them, help them secure a job, teach them a whole lot of things anyway. Within a space of 1 year, we really pack them up and bring in a few mentors. So on Thursday, yesterday, we had Danny Boy, Africa's #1 documentary filmmaker. and it was a blessing to us for 3 hours. He was talking. If you follow Elegbete TV on Instagram, we would upload a few of the clips that we recorded with our phone, and you will see it was nice. But having said that, let's come back to football. Let's start with football. As we go, I would brush in on all the other topic that I plan to brush in. But we have three people here, and it's only almost so precious that is talking. Would you guys please just mind to say hello, even if it's hello or hi, so I could just know who's talking. Yeah, it's important. Ikujini Ibukun or Larry, if I don't get your name right, please forgive me. It's the first time joining you on this platform. Thank you so much. Yes, there was someone who sent me a message all the way from Ukraine yesterday. It's a Ukrainian, and he said he loved the table talk and every other thing on the content that we do, but he doesn't watch it live because at the time that we're doing it is shifts, but he normally goes back to watch everything we put on Elegbete TV. So I'm impressed with him. Sharikov is his name. Yes, his name is Sharikov. Thank you, Sharikov. I know you're going to watch this video later. Ikujini Bukun, really, thank you for joining us. I'm also with Precious, who's been, I think, the most consistent and spends a whole lot of time with us. I hope you're not laughing in front of a bus today again and is wondering, is it that like only this time of the day that you laugh like that? I've not really said anything that is worth laughing, but then it's Friday. So one of the things that have been bothering me is expectation against reality, and it happens in a whole lot of ways. Let me give you a good example. When you get out of school and you get a job, all of a sudden, let's say you get a job with a bank. Let me just use a bank, for instance, and you're working with GT Bank, and Ibukun says, Baba, just call me Sam, or okay, I think that's better. Thank you very much. You just made my job easy. You know, people don't know how much your salary is, but then all of a sudden they start thinking that, oh, he's working in a bank, in a big bank. They don't know if you are a manager or you are a cleaner or you are just an intern, but you're going to the bank. So because of that, you're earning 50,000. Maybe it's earning 5. So they start demanding, and you know it is natural. You can't tell everybody how much you earn. You understand? You can't tell everybody. Just like when I was working in radio, for instance, in every single month, you see messages on my inbox. I need this. I need. And some people are very, very, fixed with it. Like, I need 50,000. Help me with 100,000. Help me with this. Help me with that. And sometimes some you would help, because some you have to follow up. Like, oh, my mother is sick. Like, there was someone saying not sick in the hospital, needs to be operated upon. They need money. I said, okay, give me the doctor's number. I called the doctor. Ask a few questions, and before you know, confirm that you could, even if you don't have money, you borrow money and send, because that's the humanity in us. That's the human side of us. Then you get past that, and some other people just have that high expectations, and when you're not able to render the assistance, you become a problem. But when you give, you're a good guy, you're the best analyst in the world, you're the best sports presenter. That's why you're different from this. I think that people should stop doing that. Don't see people as being good just because they're able to help you, and then the day they tell you no, or probably you send them a message, they didn't get it on time because they're busy, or schedules come up. Take, for instance, people will tell me that they tweet at me and they tag me and I did not respond. I do over, if you know, it's over 150 tweets per day, especially this period now where there's transfer. During the World Cup, I do 100 per day. That was the max. Now I do over 150, and as they're coming, people are retweeting, people are liking, people are commenting, responding to it. And somebody just tell you that I responded to your tweet, you didn't respond to me. It's not going to be easy. It is not easy. But having said that, it is life. They say uneasy lies the head that wears the crown. But it's something we should try and tamper down. Now, having said that, Master Precious says, God bless you and your team for touching lives via the COVID project. We have no choice. So thank you very much for that. Master Precious, he said, now you just got me laughing again. I appreciate the spontaneity of this show. Well, the funny thing is, I really don't know what I have said or done that's making you laugh. But for spontaneity, that's the reason why I actually, let me let you guys know the secret. Keep it in the pipeline, because if it doesn't happen, I'll be like, He's always bragging. Let me keep it in the pipeline. But please don't go and bust the pipeline. Niger data boys bust the pipeline, bust the pipeline. So this is another thing that happens. Every company that we've seen that is successful, that is big, that is massive, even football club or brands, it takes years to build. Now you wake up, you want to start up a company or a business or anything. Okay, like in my case, let me use my case as an example. Let me come out up front. I was fired 1 year ago, August 15, 2017. And, I decided not to. I mean, immediately I was fired. Immediately news came out that I was fired. Everybody, okay. Sam Ores said, I'm surprised your pidgin English had no effect on your English. More respect. Thank you very much. Well, I was actually raised in the UK. So that's a part of me that a lot of people don't know. I was raised in the UK. I've been to 51 countries and back. I think that, I mean, you grow, you get to master all these things. If you're in your Rome, you do as Romans. If the job demands that I speak pidgin, hey, Alpha area, what's up? I'm there. You speak pidgin English. The job demands that you speak English, I speak Italian. If it demands that I speak a little bit of Spanish, gracias, gracias, amigo. I do that. But right now, let's come back. So it's almost a year now that I got fired. Now, as soon as words came out that I was fired, I got offers on the table, like almost everybody, the biggest players in the industry. Salaries were astronomical. I never knew that anybody could put such huge amount of money on the table and say, come and work for me monthly. But then I looked at it and like, okay, I had worked in a place for 13 years, very, very loyal, very committed, never went to work late, never had excuses, never had issues, and I still got fired, because I started a YouTube channel. It's not a problem as far as I'm concerned. It's life. Everybody will protect their own company. So anything you want to do to protect your company, you do it. Tunji Emmanuel, say, were you live yesterday, sir? Because I didn't see any update from YouTube yesterday for your video. No, I wasn't live yesterday. Yesterday, Thursday, we had a guest at my school. I have an academy, Elegbete, and I had to focus on that because the lecture came all the way. I thought it would round up early, but we started from 1 o'clock. We're supposed to start 12 anyway, but 1 o'clock till 4 o'clock, and it was it was a rich lecture for my student. But I couldn't have cut my guest off because he's a very busy person, he's a very expensive person. I know that it costs between 250,000 naira to over $1 million naira to get him to come talk for an hour. So for him to come and decide to pour himself out to my kids, I was happy. When I say my kids, not my biological kids, but the children of the young people of Elegbete, I was very happy, and that's the reason why. Let's continue. So I was caught between two decisions. One was, should I go back again and take up a job? I mean, the salaries that are on the table were very big. At the time that I needed to work was even less than some people were offering me. I mean, a radio station offered me 500,000 naira for 2 hours. So my wife was like, babe, take the job now. It's big. I mean, 6 million naira per annum. And the first thing I thought to myself was, what if I work for 6 months and then I get fired again? Because if anybody's going to be paying you 500,000, let's be honest, in Nigeria's economy, the pressure will be high. They'll expect you to bring in sponsors, expect you to bring in markets, expect you to bring in this, they expect you to bring in a lion and an elephant every day walking through the door. So I told myself, I'm not going to do it. I've always wanted to run my own business. I've run a business before, or a marketing business, College, and the business crashed in 2009. And I was really disappointed because it wasn't me. When it's your fault, it's easy for you to come out and it's like, okay, I made a mistake here and move on and try to find a way to remedy it. But it wasn't me. It was tragic. My tanker got burned, people died, and people started saying use people for money rituals. And then my mom was also sick for a very long time, for like 6 years before she died the following year in 2010. So I just focused on radio, like, okay, maybe I should build a brand and maybe the brand will get endorsement one day. That was what I was thinking. But obviously, those were wishes that never came true. Long story short, it didn't happen. I was overrating myself. That's true. Yeah, I've got to be honest. I was overrating myself. And so when I left radio, I was like, okay, what do I do? I mean, I tried my hands on a few things. I still had my Bitcoin that I was trading. I was making small profit here and there and growing. So I started this online thing. I started with my phone. I actually started with this phone. I started with this phone. That's actually the reason why I buy this phone. I don't use expensive phone. I don't think there is a need because 90% of the things that I do with the phone is just to make a call, send SMS, do research. I have laptop, I have internet always in my house. So I really don't buy expensive phone. This is the most expensive phone I bought to my 275,000 naira. So I started and I record a few video, upload it, my kids, my play, do Instagram video and all that. I was just testing the waters. And then all of a sudden people started like, hey, you should do this, you should go to the World Cup, you should go and cover the Nigerian Premier League, you should do this, you do that. And I'm wondering, like, okay, I don't get it. I'm a startup, I'm somebody, I'm just starting. I don't even know the business yet. I'm just starting. How do you wake up and you expect me to perform miracles? I don't get it. Even Jesus had to wait till he's 30 years old before he started his ministry. Why do I just start a business? And that's something that people do almost to everybody. It happens in the sporting world. Oh, this coach has been signed. He must win this, must win. Let me go and read a few of the messages that is that Tunji Manuel say, the last time I watched your video, you mentioned Maguire would be a good addition for United, but I think United need a more vocal signing, someone who would be a commanding center back like Toby otherwise. Yes, I agree with you, and I think they are trying to sign Toby too, and Toby doesn't even want to stay with Spurs anymore. But this is why I think that Maguire will be good for Manchester United. Manchester United does not have a family-knitted team and doesn't have that kind of coach that would allow somebody to be vocal in the team. Jose Mourinho is a guy who likes to be in charge of his team, so you cannot be vocal under Mourinho. Having said that, Maguire plays from the back. Toby also is a good player. I can't take anything away from Toby because it's not the name I mentioned doesn't mean he's not good. Toby is not Maguire. Maguire player as well. There's that thing about them wanting to go somewhere else. English players really do not desire to go. So if you sign a Toby, he might wake up tomorrow and say he wants to go join another organization, another football club, and then there's nothing you can do about it. So that's the reason why I think. But then another thing, Manchester United can also decide, you know what, let's go get Toby and get Maguire, and get the two of them. There is a possibility of happening. I think it is possible. What something happened to the chat that it's back, so if they can get it to fine, but either ways, I don't have a problem. Ikunjuni Ibukun already say just learn something new from you. The power of small beginning. Yeah, you have to start small. You have to start small. If you permit me to hop in on the point you raised about Toby, I think my guy is even more physically is and more vocal. I agree with you on that one too. So let's back to the discussion that I was having. So in the course of that, you will hear a lot of people. It is that thing they call the masses. Everybody now have an opinion. Everybody tells you how this business will run. And like it happened to me 14 years ago when I came into radio. I remember when I came into radio, everybody wanted to tell me how I should present, what voice, what style of presentation I should do, how I should do it. Why don't you talk like Dr. Larry? Why don't you talk like Larry Zanoje? Why don't you talk like Femi Raji? Why don't you talk like this person? Why don't you talk like that person? And everybody have a way, why don't you talk like Gordon Agana? Why don't you listen to this person? Listen to that person. And I keep asking myself, like when I do my things, I get a sense of satisfaction when I do it the way I'm doing it. I'm one of the few people in this world who happen to always have worked and done the things that they love. I talk to people every day. If you're in my circle, people confide in you, people talk to you. Somebody working in the bank and tell you that happy that he's doing that job, but it's just what pays the bill and it's doing it. I know somebody who works in a firm, is managing a firm, but he tells me, yeah, these people are paying well, but this is not the job that I want to do. I would love to do this, but I'm afraid of going back out of this big money circle and coming low, even though it will make me happy. But then I happen to be one of those persons who've done what he loves. I played football. I love it. I love academics. So going to school was also something that I love because it took me away from the stress of living at home and all those pains and bitterness that comes with it. I talked on radio, I've been on TV. So it's almost everything that I loved. Just once upon a time, I worked in Escravos, and after 2 months, I quit. Just 2 months. 2 months, I quit. I told the guy, the owner of the project, that, you know what, don't pay my salary so that we don't have issues. You don't say money around. Don't pay my salary. And the guy was like, okay, so the 2 months where you work, okay? I said, don't pay. So you don't say I came in and I disrupt you. Whatever disruption, take the salary. The guy couldn't stand it. Yeah, like, no, 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 I have to give your money. So they pay me. But that's the only time in my life that I've done a job that I didn't like. Now, having said that, I'm coming back to this topic. I say society should stop putting pressure on people unnecessarily. There is no way a startup, you're just starting a business like I am. You don't even know if I have gotten my CAC registration. You don't even know if I have an office or if I have the tools or the equipment. If, I've gone from using my phone to record to, having other equipment like the lightings that I need, the mixers, the software and the hardwares that I need. And you want me to perform miracle. If I'm not careful to take my stand, like, oh no, I will start having problem. I'll now get into that pressure of, hey, I must do this thing to prove to these people that I have it. And then I'll either go and borrow money, get into debt, get into problem. You know, and I see a lot of that happen to people. A couple of days ago, I saw a video on Instagram, and I was really gutted by that video. I was pissed to the bone marrow. You know why? Some people they saw back in driving a 2009 Range Rover. Now, I drive a 2006 Honda Civic, like very small Honda City, sorry, very small. And these people saw back in driving a 2009 Range Rover, and they were mocking him. Like they did a video, they were mocking him like he did this fake, blah blah blah. After he be doing music video, and in my mind I was like, okay, these people are ignorant. Banky W doing music video like he's in London, is in the US, does not mean that is the life he should live. So if I do a music video and I'm a king, it means that for the rest of my life I should start living like a king or what? It's strange, and we society refuse to talk about it because we feel like no. So prior to the World Cup, I had a deal in place. We're supposed to go to the World Cup, but you know anything about contract? Anybody who understand contract, that things can change at any moment. And the guy came up and changed the terms of the deal. Now, normally I would have like loved to fight him, but how do you start your business at the beginning of starting your business? You are known for fighting people. You're going to block the door for other customers. Nobody will do business with you. Be like, that guy, he likes to take people to court too. You understand? That's even why when I got fired from working on radio, I had good grounds to go to court and cause problem. But I mean, we live in a country of sentiment. I just told myself, my lawyers was like, let's go and fight. And I know, let me use that strength to build another thing. I fight people. No, I can't fight. You understand? My point here is we must understand that people who are starting business actually are starting from ground zero. And it is not right to always try to put a great expectation that they don't deserve. What they need is support. What they need is encouragement. Because sometimes they're actually venturing into something that they do not have training for. They are getting in and learning on the job. Let me give you a good example. As much as I've done Al Jazeera, done HITV, worked in radio for years, what I'm doing now, this YouTube content thing, is very, very new to me. Because you're not only doing it yourself, you're managing people, you're bringing people together, you bring some people together. You can bring 3 people to work on a project, the 3 of them don't like themselves. You can put a crew of 3, 2 boys, 1 girl together, for instance, and the 2 guys are liking the girl. That could kill your project. You could put 2 girls and a guy to work on the project. The 2 girls are falling in love with the boy. It could also kill the project. You are trying to deal with all of these complexities that you don't know how to deal with. And then you also have your main family to run and your extended family to run. And then there are people out there who are telling you that because you didn't go to the World Cup or you go to the African Nations Cup or there's one competition in Asaba that you've not gone, it means you're not good enough. It's not fair. Because you that is telling the person, you've not even called the person like, okay, how much do you need and this is how you're doing, how much do you need to make it happen? Let me support you with 1 million, 1 naira, 10,000 naira. then you're there. Meanwhile, we also have in 1 week, and then 1 week will turn into 6 months. They've not paid you. You are still carrying on. And then people are coming up with all these expectations. I think we should tamper it and slow it down. Rather, encourage people, tell them that they're doing well, show them where they need to improve in ways of encouragement. There's no way you go and criticize somebody who's a starter. It's like my son, when he was growing up, okay, started working when he was 8 months old. He started working and he fall and I beat him. Why did you fall? It doesn't make sense. That's what I think anyway. Tunji Mano says your story is so inspiring, so thank you very much. Pressure says this is an extra dimension to the show. Beyond talking sports or learning things that would be beneficial to us, it makes the show even appealing to folks who may not really be sports inclined. Yes, thank you very much. That's what I thought. Somebody actually sent me a message and like, okay, guy, it's a table talk. Don't make it all sports. Let's talk. Let's talk, get other people to get involved and then answer questions. Let people ask questions about you, Edafe, and you answer. So I'm open to your questions. As in, from now on, I'm going to answer personal questions, but please don't ask me how I live with my wife. I'm crazy, right? Yeah, I'm crazy like that. I'm struggling with, somebody might just come up and ask that kind of question. When I was in radio, one of the preparations that I make every time when I get into the bathroom while I'm standing in front of the mirror is, what's the toughest question that somebody will ask you today? What's the most difficult question that somebody will ask you today? How would you answer it? And I remember one day I was with Murphy Jemba on the show and somebody came in and said, I have a question for Edafe. And he said, Edafe, if we're not married and your boss's daughter, your chairman's daughter fall in love with you, would you date her? Now, if you say yes, you're going to offend your boss instantly. If you say no, you're going to slide your boss's daughter, if your boss have a daughter, and they are both listening. And in my usual way of being organized, I answer the question the way I will answer it. I said, well, if I like the girl, I'll date her. It doesn't mean we'll marry her, it's a date. If the date doesn't go well, we'll break up. I say, if I don't like her, I don't care whether she's my boss's daughter, I'll tell her to get out of my sight. And you need to see radio that night. That evening, radio was on fire. I don't know if any of you remember that evening. Radio was on fire. Like, everybody was calling, like it was boiling. It was a nice experience, When I think back to some things, I just sit in my house here and I want to laugh, and I just remember some things that happened on radio, how some people... it was fun anyway. But let me take this one again. Samurai say, hold my words tight, sir. You are one of the few I hold on high. You are more than a sports personality. Thank you very much. I'm honored. Yeah, I know I'm more than a sports personality. I'm a CEO now. I'm a philanthropist. That's what they call it. I'm a father. Trying to be a loving husband. Only my wife can tell whether I'm a loving husband. I try. I went to market today. I went grocery shopping, bought fish, buy everything. My wife is not feeling fine. So, it's fun. I date the children. Okay, I'll put the pictures on Instagram later. You see, I date my children. I give them okay, they say they want to bath on the bathtub. Okay. I like, I want to have hot tub bath in the bathtub. So that's fun, getting these guys holidays, preparing them for summer school. They'll soon start summer school in a couple of days. Today is 27, 3 days time we'll start summer school. It's fine. So, okay, guys, let me hear from you guys. I've done all the talking that I want to talk about. So shoot whatever your question. This is a point where I'll say it is limitless, but don't ask me how I sleep with my wife, please. I'm begging you people. So shoot, we have 4 people here, so it's a table, it's a round table. That's why it's called a table talk. So shoot. Almost a precious. I won't ask question about your missus because I've already got my answer. I saw your smile evolve into deep. Get out. But she's my love. Like she's the love of my life. She's everything. She's everything. Well, you can ask questions as long as it is not questions that I would obviously not answer, but you can ask questions like where did I meet her, how we met, well, we got married, how long we courted. Well, we didn't court. I met my wife 2 hours later, I asked her to marry me. Not up to 2 hours, 1 hour. Okay, say 2 hours later, I asked her to marry me. That's an open secret. And I've said that like a million times everywhere on radio, on Instagram, everywhere. So that one is already known if you follow me. So shoot, I'm here. Let's talk. If your question is footballing one too, I'm here to answer. You guys know that we cannot keep this thing quiet. For the people that will watch it later, we need to make it active, like functional. Because if it is not, you're going to punish or torture the person that is going to watch the video later. It's just 30 minutes gone. We still have another 30 minutes to run. And, I listen to feedback. People say that I'm the only one talking, that I should allow other people talk. I'm acting like I'm a closed book. I should allow people ask me questions. So let me take it from Samore. In case those of you who are going to watch it later, Samore is a Ibukun, this Ibukun Aurelire. So he said, who did you got into sports? I guess, how did you get into sports analysis and into sports analyst and journalism? Was it your discipline in university? No, I read engineering. I read mechanical engineering from University of Port Harcourt, but I played professional football in Europe. I got injured. I came back. I was actually, before I came, I started working in Brilla in 2004. I used to own a football club. Okay, I used to partly own a football club with a company called Globestyle Ori. And then I traveled, and then I came back, and then the club was relegated into amateur, and then they wanted to sell the club. And there's a guy in Lagos, Colonel Suleiman, Colonel Ahmed Usman Suleiman, Colonel A.U. Suleiman is from Kogi. He's retired now, he's in Kogi. Babanawa, they call them Babanawa. They used to have a club in pro. I got relegated, and they were banned. So he wanted to buy another club that is in amateur that will easily gain promotion to pro. So, and I was looking to sell my club. I went to Port Harcourt. I wanted to sell it to a senator in Port Harcourt, but the senator, I won't mention his name, didn't have respect for time. Gave me an appointment to come to Port Harcourt. I went to Port Harcourt, asked me to wait for him at his guest house, the GRE in Port Harcourt. I said I should come there by 9. I was there like 8:45 or 8:55. I waited from that time. I had other things to do because, I came from Warri to Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt is my town. I told a few people that, pass the message around that I'm coming to their places. Obviously, they were waiting for me. And it's not a time where you had mobile phone. So I went there. I waited from, say, 9 o'clock till 8 p.m. I didn't see him. I didn't understand what that meant. So I walked out on him. They started looking for me. It's not a phone man. The man who does not have respect for time. It's not somebody I want to do business with. He was offering me 2 million naira at the time. I told him that if I can't trust him with time, I can't trust him that he will pay me the money. That's how I left. So a friend of mine, Emmanuel, this senior friend, told me that there's somebody in Lagos who wants to buy a football club. So I came to Lagos, and in one evening was today, January 23rd, 2003. And he said the condition upon which he would buy the club was for me to be the administrator, work as the manager of the team. I said, okay, no problem. That it needs to gain promotion in the next 3 years. And I told him that I can actually get promotion in 1 year. And they said it's not possible. I like challenge. Challenge is the thing that drives me. Once you tell me that something is not possible, I want to do it. That's how I've always been in my life. That's even what drove me to this TV thing. Somebody once told me that it's not possible for me to get verified on Twitter. I said, okay, I got it done. I got it done. So that's the kind of guy that I am. Once you say it's not doable, I proposed to my wife on the moment I saw her. One day I was watching television and they said, it is wrong to see a person now and ask them to marry you. You must know them for like a year or 6 months or 18 months. And I said to myself that once the relationship I was in broke up, I said, the person I want to meet again, the very first I made a person, I'll ask her to marry me. It's going to go wrong. That's the kind of guy that I am. Don't tell me something that cannot be done because I am. So as I said, it's not possible. I said, it's possible. I said, okay. So we signed a deal. They gave me 1.5 million naira to buy the club. And then they also gave me another 1 million naira signing on bonus for me to run up. And then we agreed on salaries, and then I ran the club. One season we gain promotion. Yeah, at Tudiko Stadium. We gain promotion, and then we're in pro, we're in second on the log, and then they started behaving. The Nigerian factor came in, they started behaving funny, delay salary, not keeping to the promises. They said that if we get promotion in one season, they're going to give me a car and 5 million. That wasn't coming. So I went off. I just picked up a pen, I wrote the letter, and I resigned. And they're like, I'm the first person to resign. I said, man, you would be angry with me. I'm like, who cares? So I left. I was in my house in Ikoyi. I used to drive from Ikoyi to VI, just hang around, go to a club in the evening. I was listening to this sports station. It was exciting. It was nice. So I told my friend, Desmond, that, this is a good, but I think I can do better. Yeah, that's me. People call it arrogance, but I call it confidence. I said, I think I can do better. And meanwhile, there are some things they say that is not true about football because they actually are speaking from the outside. They've not been inside the dressing room. They don't know what happens in the restaurant. My friend like, you can't. These guys are the best. I was like, I'll make it. Well, it wasn't that easy for me because I went from one audition to the other and I failed woefully. I realized that it's not as easy as I thought. Anyway, but in my not giving up spirit, and it's one of the things that's making me believe anytime that anything I do, I'll succeed. In my not giving up, I kept on pushing. And then one day I got the chance, August 12th, 2004, I got a chance to come do analysis in Brilla. And that's how I volunteered myself for free anyway. I volunteered myself for free. And for like about 6 or 8 years, I was just like that. And then in 2012, I was given a contract. I was doing English before, used to call me Mr. Controversial. And then I got a contract to do halftime and the in Pidgin English. And I struggled for 2 weeks and then blaze of like a rocket that is launching into the moon. And I think that's the part that a lot of you guys know. And then, from there, I came up with the predicting of games and a few other things that I did, crazy things that I did on radio. And I love them. Yeah. So, who asked that question? Sam, so you understand now. Okay, almost Precious to say there are rumors about Willian Marshall swap. If that happens, who do you think ends up with the winner, Chelsea or United? The funny, when I heard the rumor, I said it's a perfect swap. You know what? Manchester United is short on a player on the right. Alexis Sanchez is already there on the left. They are short on a player on the right. Valencia cannot stay behind, and Willian would help. Chelsea, on the other hand, needs an alternate to Hazard. If possible, Hazard goes to Real Madrid, or Hazard does not go and he refuses to live up to the expectations everybody is having. So I think it's going to be a perfect deal. It's going to be a perfect deal. I'm one of those people who felt from the beginning that Willian is not worth 65 million or the 70 million that Chelsea were asking. So once they got Malcolm, I know that deal was off the table unless they want to do more because they already have a Dembele, they have Malcolm. There's no way Barcelona is going to ask for Willian anymore. But I think that it's a balanced deal. Both teams would have had what they needed, not what they want. So it would have been a perfect deal. If Chelsea gets Martial, it will not only add value to the side where Hazard plays for, and it will no longer be just one-dimensional. It will bring alternative style to his game. Let's not forget that he's actually right-footed. He could also play through the middle. He's a center forward. He's a striker. So he could play like a Thierry Henry. He could add width and goals to the team. And those games where Morata is not really living up to the billing, he could come in and add value to the teams. Manchester United would have gotten a perfect player to play on the right-hand side of the team. And Chelsea would have also had a player who's got pace. The problem with Martial right now at Manchester United is he's not happy. From the day they took his number and gave it to Zlatan without his permission, it's sad. And people say it doesn't matter. I play football, I know it matters. It's a different thing when you ask me to give my number. You have my permission, but when you give my number, and if you understand that it's already made some brand, it's already powered some brand in the direction of that number, and you know how it is to build a brand. I'm trying to build one hard. See, to build a brand is as hard as to raise decent children in any society, whether in Europe, the only to this harder because parents, the owners brand are still investing money to make sure the brand stay good. So I think that it will be if it goes to Chelsea, it will be good for them. I was always, yeah, I remember Mr. Controversial every Sunday. I wasn't a radio person, and you were always having an unpopular opinion, but taking off my fan tinted glasses. You said? Yes, ma'am. But my fan tinted glasses, I could see sense in your analysis. Wanika, in your analysis. So thank you very much. What I like I said, I came into my. Let me tell you one thing about me. My favorite English word is deliberate. I'm deliberate. I'm strategic and tactical. Maybe I came from a football side of life, so I don't just do things because I want to do things. I don't think that I should waste my time in doing something because every other person is doing it. If I'm going to go into it, then the first thing is I'm like a sub on the bench. Don't bring on a sub if it's going to be the same thing with the guy you remove. I always tell myself I used to sit on the bench a lot at the beginning of my career because I was very small, a teenager. And anytime they want to change me, I always tell myself that I'll give the coach a reason to start me in there. So when I was coming into any industry, I always know that I'm going to change. I'm going to be a game changer. I've always wanted that in my game. So when I came in, if I was going to toe the popular side that everybody was going to, and I didn't have any reason to talk, like, when some people call and say, Elegbete, I said all what I want to say. Why did you call? You understand? I get angry with those kind of people because they are populists, they are crowd pleaser. I'm not that kind of guy. So I knew it's also going to be difficult. But for as long as I take the unpopular opinion and I'm able to break it down and give you reason, at least let me give you a reason to think again. That was fine for me. Jim Obabatunde, he said, what I admire most about you is your frankness and bluntness. How do you take it when people take that for arrogance? I think I've touched on it before. I think I've lived through a life of people misjudging me. And I think this YouTube has also helped me a whole lot. You know why I say that? Now people look at me from the YouTube perspective and like, oh, the guy's not really arrogant. He's a normal person, YouTube and Instagram and all these times when we had to do video and like, okay, this guy is really not, he's normal, he's natural, oh, he's human, he's like us, and then when I meet a lot of people like, oh, you're not what we actually thought we were. I was in a place where people were talking about me, they didn't know me, like, that boy is very foolish and stupid, very arrogant, full of himself, he doesn't listen to people, say all that crap, and then I was there, and then I wore my shirt, it was Elegbete one that was on it. I was back in the wall, I was drinking pepper soup and at one art gallery, and everybody was just talking and like, I've been to that place like 4 times, and I've had conversation with those people. Like, when guys come in, you watch ball, I just talk to them and I just leave, take my leave and I leave. And so when I stood up to go and pee, so I was not standing at the bar like this, and my name, Elegbete was on my back. You understand? And then when I finished, and then I turned and I was going to leave, you could hear a pin drop in the place, like, but I was actually enjoying it because now it was my presence, my aura was torturing them. I didn't have to say a word. One thing about battle and warfare is you must know when you have won. No need to throw punch. You must know when you've won. So one of the bros now called me. I said, excuse me, are you Edafe? I said, yes, sir. Are you Elegbete? I said, yes, sir. And I was like, I hardly apologize to people, but I think I'm well, you're not the same guy that I've been here like 3 occasions and we've had conversation and you were very nice. So yes. I said, because you didn't ask me my name now. We're just talking general politics and society, education and sports. And that's just life. And the guy's like, wow, you're different. I said, well, on radio I have a script to act. And it's a mistake that we make. Like when people think that Patience Osoko is an evil woman. You understand? So I like it when people think that I am this and then they meet me and I'm different. But sometimes I can be very fierce too in real life because I actually do not have space for mediocrity, foolishness, lies, and fake life. I don't have that. That's why I don't believe in using filters in my pictures. Guys see me like this, I will, in your opinion, my wife loved me. So I don't have a problem. Okay. I think recently when people start seeing my kids, how they talk, and that's another fake thing about humans, Like, yeah, so your kids are this nice. Your wife is very beautiful. So that changes who I am. Why don't you just respect me for being a human being? Well, it's one of those things that happens. But when people think I'm arrogant, I just, okay, these guys, I'm arrogant, you're ignorant. Simple. Let's move on. I'm not going to be friend to the whole world. Jesus Christ healed a man, and they said he used the spirit of Beelzebub. Instead of them celebrating the healing, they were trying to disqualify Jesus by trying to mention evil name that would disqualify the good work he's done. So I'm not I'm not in that Jesus league. So if people misconstrue the way I am, so be it. But at least I'm still privileged to have like 36,000 fans on Twitter. One time somebody called me when I was still in radio. I remember we were having a meeting in the office and they say, "You are the most hated character in this office." I said, "Chairman, to be very honest, I am the most talked about personality in this station. If I am that bad, I won't last this long. Yeah, people have come and go in my presence. As a matter of fact, I'm the oldest person here, like in terms of longevity. So you should know that there's something good about me." And everybody burst laugh, all laughing. So I think it's ignorance of people to judge that. Like, he's arrogant. They do that to Oma too. Oma is a very nice guy. People don't get to know that part, and people are too quick. But what I think, let me tell you another thing that I think: the country is messed up. You understand? So many things are going wrong. So almost everybody's angry. One thing is making people angry: the business is not going well, house rent, job. They are working a job that the salary is not going up. So every little thing piss people. People are cranky. There's a program my wife watch on DSTV a lot. One gag, they call it gags. It's done by a Canadian company where they pull up so many pranks on people and then they show you that you're on camera and they begin to laugh. And I tell my wife, like, if you try, they'll beat you to death before you go and explain that. Oh, na joke, madam, na joke, oh, Ghana joke. They'll kill you. You know why? Because everybody's angry. Everybody's pissed. Not because of you, not because of anything around, but because of the system. When somebody give you, like, you have 500,000 naira now, it's worthless. It can't do anything for you. You have 10 million naira, you're still not sure that you can buy a house. So all of those things is what is killing people. People are angry on the inside, so they're looking for people to vent it on. So sometimes they take it out on you. Ignore them. Okay, all right. He said, "Can you share your worst day in office during your brilliant days?" My worst day in the office was the day my mother died. Yeah, it was a Sunday. August 21st. Yeah, my mother died on August 20th. It was a Sunday, actually. And my mother died in the morning. Now, this is what happened. This is what made it my worst day, because you can't give me a bad day. Let me be very honest with you. You can't give me a bad day. I am not the tree. I am the wind. Some people are the tree. They are solid, though, but once the wind begins to blow, their trees will be. Why some are the trees, some are the branches. They begin to waver. And no matter how strong they are, somebody is going to come cut them down. I am the wind. I am the one who control things. You can't give me a bad day. That is a decision I take a long time ago, because maybe one day we'll have a conversation that is based on my upbringing, how I was raised. If you grow up in the environment where I grew up, get raised in the kind of family where I was raised, you know that my mother would turn on the grave if somebody is able to give me a bad day, because you can't survive the things I survive, and some people on radio will can't give me a bad day. But let me tell you, the saddest day, like the worst day in the office for me was the day my mother died. My mother died on a Sunday morning, and they called me when the hospital in Lagos, and my mother died in Warri. And I need to go do life score. I can't take that excuse, because I wasn't going to go to Warri that day. I'm not going to go resurrect her. I don't have the power of Jesus. So I went to the office, and it was August. Preseason was on. They had just finished preseason. The season had just started. Remember that season, Manchester United lost 2009 or so, the finals of Champions League to FC Barcelona. And they now played the friendly in Washington. Manchester United beat them 1-0, late Saturday night, early morning in America. Early morning in Nigeria, late in the night in America. And on the show, Femi Fasitona asked me, is it of any consequence if Manchester United and FC Barcelona were to meet again in the Champions League as Manchester United have beaten them 1-0 in this friendly match, are they going to beat Barcelona? And I said, this were my words. I still remember very well. I said that result is inconsequential. I guess the person who called me, the Barcelona United fan, did not understand that. I said the result is inconsequential. United will still be beaten by FC Barcelona because they were on the rule. They are the most informed team in Europe at the time, and Messi was at his effervescent best. They would beat Manchester United. And the guy called in and he said these words that I can't forget ever. And he said, "It is this your foolishness that make God to kill your mother. God will kill everybody in your family." It was sad. It was sad. It was sad. It was like, are you kidding me? But then I was taken back. And then what made it sad for me was not the fact that guy said it. It was the fact that my presenter, Femi Fatire, was laughing. He was laughing, he was smiling. It felt like it was normal. And I was trying to tell him to cut the guy. I wanted to cut the guy, and he was pushing my hand away. I was making it look like it's normal. Like, that feeling of the customer is always right. It was that day I made up my mind to change the rule that the customer is not always right. There was a time where they tell you that the callers, you must listen to the callers. They are spending money to call you. So after that day, I went for the burial, I came back, and September 18 was when we buried my mom. We came back, and I made up my mind that, you know what? Anytime I'm on air and anybody talks offline, I'm going to cut the person. And if you recall, thereafter, all my time doing Medemede, whether it's Medemede Parliament or any show, you notice that once you just talk any, I cut you off. I don't have that space because I don't want to give you the room to talk that you're rubbish. I'm the guy who was in charge here. I'm the pilot. That's where the name Chief Pilot came in, because we're in the office, we're talking. I was like, I'm the pilot of my show. I am the pilot. You don't come here and tell me turn the plane around. Are you a terrorist? You understand? So so to me, that's the worst day in the office for me. That's the worst day. Also, with Precious to say, Jose has taken a swipe at club. Between Jose and club, who would be more of a failure if their respective clubs end trophyless this season, especially after drawing blanks last year? I think it's the two of them. One, for Mourinho, if Mourinho ends up trophyless this season, it's a failure. It's a capital failure. That's the truth, because the excuses of he needed time to build a team, he didn't understand the team, he needed time had passed. For Jurgen Klopp, there's no longer excuse. A couple of seasons ago, he said over his dead body will he spend money. He spent over 240 million pounds now in the last 2 seasons, and the players that he's brought in, he's officially brought in the best squad that Liverpool has had in like 20 years. This squad, for the very first time, Liverpool have a spine. Liverpool has not had a spine since 1988. Liverpool have a spine. The goalkeeper, Alisson, Virgil van Dijk, Keita, Fabinho, Salah, Mane, and Firmino. So the team is complete. You cannot have people playing off them. Anytime any other club in the Premier League have had a team like this, they've gone on to win the Premier League. So if it doesn't win it right now, it's a monumental failure. Why this talk is getting exciting now that we have only 7 minutes to go, that I cannot understand. But a deal is a deal. Is it? We wanna. So next one we'll have will be next week. But please, guys, come early so that we all enjoy it. Jim about today say, please talk about Arsenal transfer. Who else are we buying, and what's our chances under Emery? I think Emery will take Arsenal into the top 4. It is too early to say who will win the title. It needs some time to adjust. Arsenal does not have all the super players, but I think there's a comradeship in the team. There is this, breath of fresh air that might just work for the team. But then there are two. The English Premier League is really going to be competitive this season because there are too many people who still need. Pep Guardiola needs to prove that he can sustain a win like he's done in other league. Your club needs to win the title. Jose Mourinho have no excuse to make anymore. Chelsea, Sarri need to serenade the Chelsea players. Mauricio Pochettino's excuse is no longer tenable, so he also needs to prove himself by United and Arsenal to the top 4, to the big 4. Now we have the big 6 going into the big 7 because people like Everton and West Ham are beginning to show interest in knocking to that door. I think it's going to be difficult. This is a one season. I was doing a research like earlier today, between 10 and 1, and I said this is the first time I'm not going to be able to make a prediction like I used to do on our radio because there are too many things that are up there that have the possibility and capacity to win the Premier League. This time around, it's going to be difficult. Oladipo Alalade, do you think Hazard will leave Chelsea this season? I think he should leave. It's not a useful player. He should leave. But if he doesn't leave, I wonder why Chelsea is keeping him. He's not really being a player that I fancy. You guys know. I'm not going to change that for now. I mean, he gets a few good games here and there, but I don't think he's the player that I want to see. They should let him go, because not letting him go is making Chelsea also one-dimensional. That's the reason why they go up today, they dip tomorrow. They should let him go and then start redesigning their team to favor every player in the team, because they seem to build Hazard. It's not a player that is consistent. That's why look at Chelsea. They win the title one season, the next season they won. The next season they get a win, because that's how the form of Hazard is. Hazard is also not a straight line. Hazard is a zigzag. The ball is also zigzag. So they should let him go and then recalibrate the team and play in a different style. That's what I think. Well, it's 56 minutes on the clock. We really had a good time and so many comments. I'm grateful to God that I'm able to answer all of them. But it's beginning to get exciting, like knowing that, okay, these guys are out there waiting for the show to run. I wish we could do Saturday and Sunday, but honestly, we can't. And I'm sorry about that. But please spread the words. If you enjoyed it, you should spread the word. Let's have a whole lot more people, so that when we start early, and then the conversation is this exciting. I feel like I should stay one more hour, but I know I can't. So let's start from the top. Let's just have it going from the beginning. You understand? And it will be very, very exciting. But thanks to everybody. Oladipo Alalade, I think this is your first time. Jim Abatune, thank you for joining us. Omosuwe Precious, you are fantastic. Ikuchini Ibukun or Oreli Sam Ore, you said today is your first time, and I'm sure you enjoyed it, and I'm sure Monday 3 p.m. you'll be here to join us as well. Before I go, I'm also precious to say, if Hazard stays at Chelsea, it will be interesting to see how it fits in, because Sarri likes one-touch play, but Hazard is a ball hogger. Hazard will be so useless in this team. Maybe worse than what he played last season under Conte, when Conte tried to play him through the middle. I don't think Hazard should stay, in my opinion. If they keep Hazard, they're just going to have problem. They will quarrel. They will have dressing room problem. I'm also precious say we appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll have more people join us on Monday. Let's hope that happens. On Monday I'll be here. Next week Thursday we will not be able to have it, because I'll be in class trying to mentor my students. If any of you are free, you can join just come around and just see my student. Pay us a visit. We're at Jakonde, that place that road where you have ShopRite in Jakonde, Lekki. Just come around and hang out with us for a few hours. I mean, we're trying to better the community. There's nothing wrong in you showing up. You could see somebody that would be of help to your company that you can. We need our IT department. We need somebody who can, and this school produces this so and so persons. So you could just get somebody from EcoBeats, and they will be very, very useful for you people, especially for those people their company do a lot of social media campaign. You need people from EcoBeats to help create time with you. All I remain your brother, your friend, the Elegbete one of sports. Matthew. Let's do it again on Monday. Until then, I'm not going to say stay out of trouble, because trouble always know how to find us. But if you must get into trouble, get into the kind of trouble that will make you, your family, and the nation a better place for us to stay. Life in itself is tough. Don't be the reason why somebody goes to bed crying. Don't be the reason why somebody kneels to God and asks God why. Okay? But be the reason why somebody say, God, thank you. Like Danny Koye was to us. And have a lovely and wonderful and beautiful weekend. This is where I say my bye-bye. Hasta la vista.